Hey guys, I'm Dalya and welcome back to Rain Flower. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a super cute gingerbread man cake. This cake is going to be using my classic gingerbread cake recipe layered with some Swiss meringue buttercream and decorated with some adorable fondant gingerbread men cutouts. So let me take you over all the ingredients that you'll need so we can get started. The things you guys will need are 2 gingerbread cakes, and I'll leave the link in the description box of this video so you can go check it out. And I made this cake last week on my channel, and so many of you guys loved it. Then you'll also need 1 batch of Swiss meringue buttercream, and I'll also leave the video link down below for this as well. A few tablespoons of confectioner sugar, about 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable shortening, some brown fondant, and then a bit of green, red, and white fondant. The tools you will need to decorate this cake are a cake turntable, an offset spatula, an 8-inch cardboard cake round, a black edible food writer, wilted icing comb, a mini rolling pin, some red ribbon, a cake scraper, and a mini gingerbread man cookie cutter along with a pair of scissors. Okay guys, so now let's begin. So the first step is we're going to take our turntable, an 8-inch cardboard cake round, and secure it with a little bit of the Swiss meringue buttercream. And this will just help keep the cake secured onto the cardboard cake round. So now we're going to grab our cakes, and we're first going to place one on top. And I don't know if you guys remember, if you saw last week's video, you'll see that I used these awesome things called bake even strips, and it made my cakes bake super even on top. And look at that, so we don't even have to level them. But if you didn't have the bake even strips, you would probably want to level them. It would be a good idea to do that. But otherwise, you don't need to level them because as of now, mine are super flat on top. So we're just going to place that down into the center of the cardboard cake round. And then just take a nice dollop of the Swiss meringue buttercream, and we're just going to spread it all over the top of this cake. It doesn't have to be a super thick layer. I actually like when it's a little bit thinner, just so that it's a little bit more cake to cream, but just put it as much as you like. So now we're going to take the second layer of cake and place it right on top, and we're going to put this layer on upside down just to ensure that it's super flat. So now it's time to crumb coat this cake. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my frosting and put it into a smaller bowl, so that we don't get crumbs into the big batch. And we're just going to put a bit of frosting onto the cake and spread it out into a really thin layer. And as you guys know, the crumb coat is just to lock in all those crumbs to make sure that it doesn't get into your final coat of icing. So if you ever wonder why you get tons of crumbs in your icing and you're like, shoots, my cake looks like it has crumbs everywhere, it's because you forgot to do the crumb coat. So make sure to do this whenever you ice a cake. It's really important. Then, once the cake is all iced, we're going to go around with a cake scraper and smooth out the sides of the cake. And then just swipe your cake scraper onto the side of your bowl to remove any of the excess buttercream. Then just take your cake scraper and smooth down the top corner edges that are sticking up. So you'll see you have all this buttercream build up, so you just want to swipe across and pull it down. So this cake looks perfect. I'm going to place it into the fridge for about 15 to 30 minutes just until the icing is firm to the touch. And meanwhile, we're going to get started making the fondant gingerbread cutouts. I just set up my counter to start cutting out the fondant gingerbread men. So I have here some brown fondant, and I'm keeping it in plastic wrap because we really don't want it to dry out, and fondant dries out super quickly. So a good tip is to always keep it in some plastic wrap when you're not using it. So I have here some brown and white, and we're going to mix them together to make more of a lighter brown. So I'm going to take about half of this brown piece and white. You basically want 2 parts brown to 1 part white. So let's just see if that looks even. That looks good. And we're just going to mush them together. And we just want to get it more close to the color of like a real gingerbread cookie. So we're just going to do this. I'm going to add a little bit of shortening to my hand. So you basically just take a little bit onto your finger, mix it into your palms, and then just mush it. Okay guys, so let's start off with just sprinkling a little bit of confectioner sugar onto our surface and just spread it out. You want to roll your rolling pin into it just 1 time, and now we're going to start rolling this out. So I always like to flatten my fondant with my palms a little bit just to get it started. And then just take your rolling pin and roll it in one direction, and then we're going to turn it and roll in the other direction. And I always think that it's really helpful to continually turn your fondant so you know that it's not sticking to your work surface. So once the fondant is all rolled out, we're going to take the cookie cutter and just cut as many gingerbread men as you possibly can. We're going to need about 15 to 20 to decorate this cake, I'm guessing. So you could probably get like 8 out of your first batch and then another 8 out of the second. Then you'll have about 16, and then you could probably cut a few more. So now that all of our gingerbread men are ready, we're going to start making their little buttons going down their bodies. So I'm going to take the red fondant and the green fondant, and we're just going to make a ton of little dots and glue them on to the little fondant cutouts using some water. So for this step, I like to work on each gingerbread individually, one at a time, just so that our little fondant circles don't dry out, because they could dry out pretty easily, and we're going to need to just press them a bit into the fondant. So I have here a green, red, and a green ball, and we're just going to take our water and our brush and make 3 little dots going down his body, and then take each little fondant, place it down, and just push it down a bit with your finger. And you could do this in any order that you like, using whatever colors you like. So I like to do the combination of all red, then some of them all green, and then a red, green, red, and then a green, red, green. Hope that makes sense. But so I like to make them all a little bit different. So now that I put all of the buttons onto the gingerbread men, we're going to start making their faces. So I pulled up some emojis, and I'll show you guys on the screen here some, and we're just going to start going for it and decorating these with some faces. I've completed decorating all these gingerbread men, and this one happens to be my favorite. It's this one where one eye's open and one eye's closed, and he's sticking his tongue out. I think it's just so cute. So I'm going to set these aside and grab my cake so we can finish putting the final layer of icing on it and get decorating. So I've got my crumb coated cake here, and now let's begin decorating it. So first we want to put on the final layer of icing. So just put a nice dollop on top and begin to smooth it out. And remember, this could be a pretty thick layer because we're going to use the icing smoother afterwards to make it all nice and smooth. So I've opted not to use the icing comb because I have a new design in mind. So what you're going to do is, once you have your iced cake, you're going to take your offset spatula, and we're basically going to roll it all around the sides of the cake, and we're going to make swirls going up the cake. It's going to look super, super pretty. Now that the cake is all iced, we're going to set this in the fridge for about 15 minutes, just until the icing firms up a little bit, and then we'll finish decorating it. So the cake has just been chilling, and now it's time to go around the cake with a red ribbon. So I have this one here, and it's actually not the ribbon that I showed you in the ingredient list, well, the tools list, because I just decided I wanted a different one. And this one's not see-through, so the icing shouldn't show through it. So we're going to take this and just wrap it around. And then we're just going to make a cut right where the two pieces meet. So now that the ribbon is on, it's time to decorate with our little gingerbread men. So I'm going to take them, arrange them on the sides of the cake and on the top of the cake, and it's going to look so cute. So you want to just stick them down. And because our icing wasn't fully set, your gingerbread men should stick down very easily to the icing. If you see that you got any of your white frosting onto the gingerbread men, don't worry, you could just take a little paintbrush, dip it in some water, and then dab it on a towel, and then use it to paint off any of that white frosting. So here's the finished product, and I love how it turned out. I love how all of the little gingerbread men have different looks. One of them is super happy, one of them has a bow. Well, they're all happy, but they all look slightly different, and also their buttons are all like different color combinations. It's just so cute. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and also want to let you guys know that I am hosting a giveaway. This is my baking giveaway number 3. So if you'd like to sign up, you can win this super cute red cake stand. It's the same one that I have, so we could be twins. We'll have matching cake stands. So to sign up, there will be a link in the description box below. You can click on it. It'll just ask you to subscribe to my channel. And if you're already subscribed, you'll just confirm that you're subscribed. And there are a few other additional ways that you can enter, and it will all be on the website. It's very simple and easy to follow. Also, all of the official rules will be in the description box below this video, so be sure to check them out before you sign up. And this giveaway is only open to U.S. residents. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to sign up for the giveaway, and the full recipe for this cake can be found on my website, springflower.com. I really hope that you guys give it a try because it's really super cute and it's not very hard to make. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. And I'll see you next time. Bye!